Today I'm taking you guys along with me while I read the Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. These might just be my favorite books ever, so buckle up and come along with me for this wild ride. I started reading Caraval last night. I am 122 pages into the book. It's about 400 pages long. I am rereading this for the third time now because I feel like I just forget everything. If it's been over a year since I've read a book, I pretty much can guarantee you I'm not going to remember a single thing about the plot. I probably won't even remember the main characters' names, even if it's the best book I've ever read. So I really want to read the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I want to remember everything that happens in these books because they're so good. I mean, I've read the trilogy twice now, a Caraval trilogy. We're rereading it for a third time, and once we reread it, then we can read Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of an Ever After and A Curse for True Love, and I'm so excited. Couldn't be more excited. It's gonna be a great time. My goal is to finish these in the next few, like 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, so about 2 books a week, which I definitely can do. I mean, I'm already a quarter through this one and I just started it last night. And I'm also listening to the audiobook on Spotify. I really wish this was sponsored, but it's not. I've been listening to audiobooks on Spotify all the time recently. You get the 10 hours of premium audiobook listening time when you have Spotify Premium. It's a great deal. Honestly, if you don't have Spotify Premium, you definitely should. Best platform ever. So let's get reading.
Dinner. Not nearly as scandalous as talking with him in a...
I don't think there's anything quite as amazing as having a hot cappuccino while it's snowing outside. There's a blanket of snow all over the world right now. Well, my world, where I live. Wrapped, tucked in a nice cozy blanket and reading in a quiet place. It's just, there's nothing quite like it. It just warms my little heart. I love this book. So I finished Caraval last night. I didn't vlog much of it because I actually read this super quickly. Overall, it's super good. I think I'm giving it like a 3.5 this time around. I rated it a 5-star in the past, but that was literally like 3 years ago, so my taste has changed just a little bit. I also listened to the audiobook for about half of this while I was doing dishes yesterday and just kind of cleaning up around the apartment, so that definitely could have affected my view on the book so far, but really, really good. I'm already 60 pages into Legendary. Really loving this book as well so far. These books are just so magical and so much happens in them that it's very easy to forget the plot after you read them because just so much happens and it's just kind of overwhelming. It's really good so far. I already can't wait to finish it so I can get into Once Upon a Broken Heart. Jax has come up and I've heard that he is one of the main characters in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, and I can't wait to like read more about him because he is one of my favorite characters as well in this series. It's just so good. It's so magical, so whimsical. I love our main characters. They're kind of just trying to figure things out right now. Highly recommend. So I'm gonna keep reading. I'm not feeling very well this morning, so I've literally been reading for an hour or so. I haven't read that much yet though because I just started this book this morning. I'm determined to get like a good chunk of the way through this today because I don't really have much going on today. So let's read. I've got my heating pad all cranked up because yeah, I'm not feeling good. Hashtag yearly problems.
Midnight on the walk home, quiet of the cobblestones, street lights make a silhouette, my insides do a pirouette, your hair's up and my tongue is tied, words can't even describe, till you say carry me to bed.
Okay, I have legit been reading all day long. I just finished this book. I started it this morning and it's so good. I rated this like a 4.25, I think. I love it. The ending is just so good. And I haven't started Finale yet, the third book in the trilogy, but I'm going to maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. We'll see what happens. I've literally just been reading all day. My wrist hurts from holding my book up and reading. It's so good. The ending. I just die for these main characters. There's technically, I think, like 4 main characters because like the first book is told from the point of view of Scarlet, and then this book is told from the point of view of her younger sister Donatella, and this book was all about her and her like love interest in the games and all sorts of things, and it's so good. Like literally it's just like the unraveling of everything and the romance, like it's just so good. It's so good. I just love it so much. I die. Can't wait to read this book and get the ending that I'm pretty sure I remember what happens, but I'm not like positive on how they get there or the specifics of the ending. We'll see. I'm also in love with Jax right now too. Even though he's not like super main part, but the parts we get are like super good. So I like literally can't even wait for Once Upon a Broken Heart. Anyways, love these books. Just a little update for you guys. You guys, I'm going to finish Finale today. I stayed up pretty late last night reading. I didn't spend a ton of time reading yesterday, but a good amount. I have like 100 pages left probably in the book, and I'm just obsessed. I literally can't even. It's so good. It's one of my favorite books ever, and I always forget what happens in these books just because I always binge read them. This is my third time reading the series, as I've said already a million times, but I always forget the plot because I literally binge read them, and I'm trying to just like enjoy it. I know I binge read Legendary, but Finale, it's just so good. I'm just soaking up every single moment of romance and everything that's happening in the plot, and I just am obsessed with these books, and especially Finale. Finale is definitely the best book in the series, and like I said, I'm obsessed. I'm gonna finish it today. I'm gonna sit down and read right now, maybe finish it right now. We'll see. So good. I literally can't deal with this. It's just too much. This book is just such a kick your feet, squeal out loud, like literally die inside kind of book. I'm done. I have finished Finale. I think I read this series in like 5 days. So these three, like literally 400 page books in 5 days, 6 days. I don't really know how long it's been, but it hasn't been that long. And I'm obsessed. I did some research this morning and I learned that Stephanie Garber is coming out with a novella, like a holiday novella, with the main characters from this series in October, and I literally want to pre-order the books already because I'm just obsessed. Like, this series is about two sisters and two boys, I guess I can say. One of the main characters is Legend, who is kind of like a master. He's like the master of Caraval, and he has a lot of magic, and there's stuff with the fates and playing cards, and there's romance and love triangles and heartbreaking moments and then heart mending moments. I don't even know what to say, but like I have just been squealing the entire time I've read this book. Finale is definitely the best out of all three. There's just so many good moments. Oh my goodness, like Jax and Tella, and then Dante and Tella, and I just can't even. It's so good. And the ending's pretty good. I will say the ending's pretty good, but I cannot wait for the novella that comes out this October. I want to pre-order it right now. I'm very thankful that I can now read Once Upon a Broken Heart because that's a full trilogy as well, and I get to stay in this world, this magical world, and learn more about Jax, who is also one of my favorite characters. And if you've read this, you know that they do him dirty in this, and I feel bad for him. So I think this next series is going to be so good, probably better than these books, but I don't know how anything will top this book. This is one of my favorite books ever. 5 stars, 6 stars, if I can give it 6 stars, 6 stars. So I love this book. Yay! I am definitely giving this series a 5 out of 5. One of my favorite series ever. Even on my 3rd reread of this series, I am obsessed with it. I love the characters. I love the plot. It's just like a whimsical, beautiful world that I love to be carried away in, and I am just obsessed. I'm very excited that I finished these books. I literally just want more of these main characters, and I know I'm not going to get that in the next book I'm going to read, but it's still going to be the same world. So I'm very excited to start Once Upon a Broken Heart series. I have Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then I have in hardcover The Ballad of Never After and A Curse for True Love. I'm so freaking excited to get to these books. I think they're going to be great. I've heard so many good things about them, and I already know I'm going to be obsessed, so I may or may not have ordered the UK covers in these. I got them in paperback, but they're still stunning and beautiful. I'm probably gonna start this later today. I really just want to keep reading currently, but I know I need to get some work done, I need to edit and clean up around the house a little bit. I'll catch you later when I start reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. You guys, I got up early for work this morning to keep on reading this book. It's actually so good. I am obsessed with it. I have only like 40 pages left and I had to leave for work this morning, but I just got back home, so I'm about to eat lunch and finish this book. So good. It's really good so far. Oh my goodness. I have, yeah, 40 pages left. Ah! I finally finished this book and I'm going to give it 5 stars. It is so good. I loved it so much. I feel like I literally just like flew through it very quickly. It does have some characters from the Caraval trilogy in it, which I am obsessed with, obviously. It's about the Prince of Hearts, so it's about Jax, who is one of my favorite characters ever. It's kind of just about him and then a new main character, and there's a few other characters spread in there, but it's super good. It's a new story in the Caraval world, which I am obsessed with. I do highly recommend that you read Caraval first before you read this series, or honestly, like, a lot of things are going to be spoiled for you about that series, and it just makes the meaning of this so much better. There's so many things about this book that you would not understand unless you read Caraval first. You just won't get the same depth, so definitely read Caraval first. And now I'll be right back. It is time to start The Ballad of Never After. I've heard such good things about this. I've heard that this is the best in the trilogy, so I'm very excited to start this. I think I'm gonna go make a coffee and then come back and just keep reading for a little bit more in the afternoon. Okay, you guys, I know I look like a rat right now, but I woke up early this morning so that way I can finish this book before I have to start working. I only have like 100 pages left. Yeah, I have about 100 pages left and I'm dying. I read so much yesterday. I just like binge read it and it's like the fastest paced read ever. It's just so whimsical and perfect, and I'm at like the best part right now. So I'm gonna keep reading and you'll probably get some crazy reactions just because I squeal. I squeal when I read it. It's just, yeah, it's too much.
I can't shake the simplest feeling.
Oh my gosh. I literally can't.
Hello, I reach through mysterious ceilings. My only hope. I look for the things I don't know. Should be the last to know. All in days.
I can't. I have to start working right now or else I would start the 3rd book. This is definitely a 6-star book. It's so good. The tension, the ending, the cliffhanger that we're left on. I am so thankful that I'm reading this right now when A Curse for True Love is already out, so I don't have to wait, because I would actually die if I had to wait for the next book to come out. It's so good. You need to go read it right now. It is later this afternoon and I officially finished The Ballad of Never After earlier this morning, and it is just such a good book. It is definitely 6 stars. Like, the romance, the plot, everything is just so easy to follow. There's no crazy world building or anything super intense that's going on with this book, which is kind of why I am loving it. Lots of times I don't love books like that because it's not as high stakes, but this definitely feels like there's some high stakes moments in here, not even with the plot, but kind of with certain aspects of the characters. And I just love Jack so much, and I'm finding out so much about him. He's one of my favorite characters from the Caraval trilogy, and I'm just obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with him. I'm obsessed with Evangeline, and it's so good. All I wanted to do this morning was to keep reading and finish A Curse for True Love, but I had to work, so now it is later this afternoon. I think I might just sit down and binge this book because it's really not that long. It's only like 350, 70 pages. I've been trying so hard not to look at the ending of this book because I have a very bad habit of going and reading the last page or like the last sentence of a book because I get way too excited to figure out what happens. But I've not been doing that with this series at all, and I'm very proud of myself. Anyways, I just love Stephanie Gerber and her writing, and it's just so whimsical and magical, and everything about it is just so good. Love the main characters, I love the story, and I'm very excited to finish this book. So I think instead of editing the reading vlog that I'm supposed to be editing right now and working on, I'm going to just read, maybe try and finish this book in the next couple hours, and then I will work on the reading vlog later because this is more important than posting a YouTube video, okay? I'm sorry, but I gotta figure out what happens because the cliffhanger that this guy left me on is not okay. So let's get reading again.
Midnight on the walk home, quiet of the cobblestones, street lights make a silhouette, my insides do a pirouette, your hair's up and my tongue is tied, words can't even describe till you say carry
This book
me back.
This book series has ruined me. This trilogy has ruined me from ever reading a good book ever again. I just finished A Curse for True Love a little bit ago, and I've taken a little bit of time to kind of get my thoughts in order because I have a lot of thoughts. I'm actually going to be talking about some spoilers for this book, so if you don't want to hear spoilers, go ahead and X off the video. Thank you so much for watching so far. But for those of you who've already read this book, keep watching. Okay, I absolutely love this book. I actually don't understand all of the hate that it gets because I thought it was very, very good. I'm rating it 5 stars. Like, I'm rating this book 5 stars. I thought it was amazing. I actually thought that we got a lot of Ava and Jack scenes. Also, my cat she's just purring and being such a good girl right now. I thought we got a lot of Ava and Jack scenes. I feel like it was pretty comparable to The Ballad of Never After, actually, and I just loved the pining and everything that went on with the plot. I loved it. I do think some of the Apollo point of views were a little bit, you know, not as needed. One of my critiques is the ending, and not the ending with Ava and Jax. I thought the ending with Ava and Jax was perfect. The only thing would be, obviously I want to see more of my favorite main characters. I would love to read more about their happily ever after, but that's not how most books go. I am actually going to go to Barnes tomorrow and get the Barnes & Noble special edition of A Curse for True Love because apparently that has like bonus material in it that I'm sure I could find on the internet, but I would also love to have the Barnes & Noble special edition because this just like, it's pretty, but it's not like everything, you know? The ending I didn't like because I felt like so much was not wrapped up. Like the Apollo thing was wrapped up, but nothing with the Valors was wrapped up. All Ava said was that the Valors could have the North. All she wanted was Jax, which is like, you know, the sweetest thing in the entire world, and I absolutely melted. But like, I thought the Valors were kind of dangerous. Like, they seemed nice, but they didn't seem like the nicest people in the entire world. Like, what if they take over the country? Like, you know? And also, if Jax loves Ava, isn't he supposed to be a human? So, based on Caraval, immortals turn human when they love a human. So I'm kind of confused about that. I'm also confused about why his kiss didn't kill her. I'm assuming that's kind of like the mystery of the book, which I kind of enjoyed. I kind of liked that it wasn't like explained. It was kind of just like, oh, you know, I'm your true love and yada yada, which, you know, I love. Other than those two things, I am obsessed with this book. Like, I really thought it was a great ending. I thought we got a lot of really, really good Ava and Jack scenes. Obviously, my heart was breaking when she couldn't remember him and he was looking at her and pining after her and watching her sleep and all the things. But overall, I thought it was such a good book. I am really obsessed with this trilogy. I'm obsessed with Stephanie Gerber. I'm obsessed with everything that she writes now, and I'm going to go pre-order Spectacular. And I don't think I'm ever going to be the same again, to be honest. I don't think I'm ever going to be the same again. That's all I got. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sure it's going to be a long one. I've been filming for like a week now at this point, and that feels like a long time, and I've done a lot of chatting and done a lot of reading this week. I literally started A Curse for True Love this morning and finished it like 30 minutes ago. I love binging books. It's so good, but now I feel like I'm gonna have the worst book hangover ever. Anyways, that is not your problem, so I'll catch you in my next video. See you guys later. Bye!